Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Welcome. Sorry, we were running a little bit behind today, but we're going to get into it. Today, we're going to be talking about a common topic that I feel like every time someone comes to me and says, I just need to make more money, I feel like I would be very wealthy because one of the things that I find often is that the number one response is, I just need to make more money, when really there's a lot more layers that go behind it. So I want to walk through today with you some of the things that can be getting in your way and preventing you from making progress, and how you can actually shift so you can start seeing progress, right? If you are new to me, my name is Shiga Ma'at. I'm a financial coach and the founder of Jama Wealth Financial. And my goal is to help you keep more cash in your pocket so you can position it to wealth and create a life of freedom and ease. And the different things that I want to share with you. Number one is the trap that comes with when you increase your income, you're making more money, and you're expecting that your finances and everything should be better, but you're finding that you're either A, figuring out why do you have so much credit card debt that you're paying, unexpected expenses come up and you don't have the funds to cover that, or it just may be you just don't feel like you are at the place financially where you believe you should be given your high income. And one of those things that I would love to talk about is when it comes to credit cards. A lot of times you may be thinking, oh, I'm good. I pay my bills on time. I don't have any issues with being late, and that's fine. But one of the traps that I see all too often is you're spending on your credit card. Yes, you're able to pay off your credit card, but the issue is that you're actually spending more than your income. So it's almost like you're playing catch up. And one of the best ways that I found to track and ensure that you are in alignment with your overall spending plan is to track your cash flow. And so cash flow really is you looking at what is your total income that's coming in, the money that hits your bank account, what is the money that's going out, and the difference will be the gap, right? Or your cash flow. You want to make sure that every month you have a positive cash flow. If you're tracking your income and expenses and you're looking that month to month, you're seeing a negative cash flow, even if you're able to pay your bills, that is one of the reasons why you're feeling stuck and not moving forward. Okay. And part of this has to deal with the lifestyle inflation, right? You make more money. I remember when I was in corporate, when I got promoted to the senior director role, it was me and a couple other individuals. But one of the key patterns and things that I noticed was, as each of us got our promotion and our nice cushy salary, several people bought new houses. I bought a new car, right? So the ink didn't even dry yet, and we were already out there spending the money that we hadn't really even gotten. So, and that happens all too often. You're like, I'm just going to reward myself. I'm, worked hard. I got this promotion. So now I want to get the house that I desire. Now I want to get the car that I desire. But what happens is, yes, you've increased your income, but now you've also increased your expenses on top of that. So it's important, as you're looking at your overall finances, take a deep dive and look at, as you increase your income, what are some areas in your life that also increase? Maybe you decided to put more money towards your self-care, or you decided to get a house cleaner, or other expenses that it's okay to have them, but being aware of the cost of what it is doing to you and your overall financial future. Okay? Because the thing I like to say is, if you have your income and there's no strategy behind it, you're always going to feel like you're playing catch up. You're always going to feel like there's something else that is not going well. I mean, it really is just expensive chaos, right? Your income without a strategy is simply expensive chaos. So in order for you to move forward, you have to have the strategy behind it. You have to have the system that is going to guide you. And one of the things I want to talk about too, as I was sharing before, is when I had my moment of really looking at, gosh, I mean, I've increased my income significantly over the 5 years. And financially just didn't feel like we were progressing. And when I really looked down to it, it was the credit cards. I believe at that time we had like $30,000 worth of credit card debt. And it was like a shock to me because I had only looked at each individual account. I never sat down and tallied and totaled all of my debts and everything at once. And when you do that, that gives you a full picture of what's going on with your finances so that you can take control. When you are aware of your overall picture, then you are able to make a plan to get out of that situation, right? So that's one of the things you want to do, because if you don't have awareness, that lack of clarity is going to continue to bring the chaos in your life, the feeling of why am I not ahead, and constantly feeling like you need to work harder, that you need to get that second job, you need to get that side hustle, you need to get that next promotion, when in reality, when you position your income for wealth, it will create more of that freedom. It will create more of that ease. It will allow you to relax and breathe, to where now you have your money working for you, so that when you're working, you're not just spending the money, but now your money is creating a financial foundation and a future for your life. So you're no longer stressed about having to go to this job that, you feel like if you don't go to this job, you're not going to be able to take care of your bills and your household and your lifestyle. Because I get it, the lifestyle is important to you, but it's also important to make sure that you have something that is a soft landing for you in the event that this job, goes out. I mean, in the age of AI where we are right now, tons of people are losing their jobs, right? It's almost 3 years when I lost my corporate job. And at that time I was like, you know what, let me just go ahead and do my thing. But I was able to do that because I had positioned my income to build wealth, because I had saved, because I had invested. And so it's important that as you're looking at your overall financial landscape, that you're putting that into place. And the thought process that I just need to make more money, I want to challenge you on that. I had a client that I recently offboarded who was making well over $200,000 a year. And she came to me with $70,000 in debt and just not understanding what's going on with her finances. She didn't have a clear plan. She had tried the consolidation loan to clear up some debt so that she can, just get everything in one payment and pay it off. What ended up happening was that consolidation loan came through, but then she ended up racking up more credit card debt on her cards. And that's a common thing. That's something that happened to me when I was on the journey. I was like, all right, I'm just overwhelmed with all these credit card payments. So I just consolidated everything. And yes, while that was good for a period of time, but then I went right back to relying on the credit card. So it's not just a matter of consolidating your debt and putting one little plan. She was making well over 6 figures. She had more than enough money to take care of her bills, more than enough money to take care of her finances. But the key thing that was missing was the progress forward, the feeling of having that ease and comfort and knowledge that I don't have to work as hard, right? That was missing. And what we did was we worked with her to understand, number one, the first thing I do whenever I meet with a client is we're looking at what is it that you actually want your money to do for you? Not just, I want financial freedom. Because if you say financial freedom, it's important to understand, what does that look like? As you define this, that's going to allow you to have more of a clear picture, so that when that feeling, when that energy, that lifestyle comes about, you'll know when you've reached financial freedom. And a lot of times, as I've shared, for me, it was a number value. But at the end of the day, when you really, really break it down, it comes down to what are the things that you truly value at your core, and how is that going to help you feel more at ease and at rest, and not feeling like you have to constantly hustle for money, right? And so the great thing about this client is that she was able to pay off $70,000 worth of debt in 14 months that we worked together. And it wasn't because she got an extra job, right? She had her business, she had her 9-to-5 job, and she just used the resources that she had and prioritized and positioned it in a way that was going to help her move forward financially. She did not restrict herself. She still traveled. She still enjoyed her lifestyle, but she was clear on what were the things that she was willing to spend money on and what were the things that she wasn't willing to spend money on. And that alignment in itself allowed her to stay focused on the plan that I made for her and come out on the other end completely credit card debt free. You see the process there? It starts with you first getting clear. And then you can make that plan. Oh my goodness, people out here just, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but construction happening out here. But the point is just making sure that you have that clarity as you're building out your plan, right? And this is something that I built this quiz for you guys because I want you to be able to pinpoint and look at your finances and see like, okay, what is it? What is the area that I'm missing? What is it that is preventing me from moving forward? And as you go through the quiz, it's literally like 7 questions. As you go through it, it'll allow you to see what are the areas or the gaps within your overall finances that is keeping you from getting that progress. So as you go through that quiz, it's going to help you uncover where you need to focus first. What are the pieces of the puzzle that's going to help you move the needle to move closer to financial freedom? So I'm going to drop that in the comments below. But as you are right now, if you want to drop questions now, but as you're rewatching the replay, let me know, what is the one thing that's getting in your way? How are you impacted by lifestyle inflation? Do you feel like you're constantly making money, but it doesn't seem like it's really sticking? Like your money's leaving just as fast as it comes in? Because lifestyle inflation is a real thing. It gets expensive outside, and especially when the warm weather comes out, everybody wants to get outside and start spending money. And then you turn around and then you're wondering, geez, what happened to my finances, right? So I hope this is helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. That's how I get ideas of what videos that are going to help you guys. But if you are not subscribed, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get notified when I post new videos. And I will see y'all next week. But until then, here's to your financial freedom. Peace.